This is Joe Rosemary with Rosemary Fishing. We're out here this morning doing some fishing for bass and northern pike. Just out on the water, drowning bait. Here we go. All right, so first fish of the morning, we got a small largemouth bass. We're gonna loose back in the water. We caught him on a deep diving crankbait. All right, so kind of skinny, pretty small, about 10.5 inch. Get him loose back in the water. All right, and here's bass number 2. He's kind of skinny too. He's a little bit bigger. He's about 12.5. We'll get him loose and back in the water. And here we are, releasing bass number 2. Right now we're sitting here in about 12 foot of water, on the edge of a weed line, on the edge of a drop off. It's basically pulling up the drop off and catching the fish are hanging on the bottom of the weed line. All right, well, we found him this morning. This is number 3. Again, kind of skinny, kind of small, but it's a fish in the boat. Another largemouth bass. We're gonna loose him back in the water. And here we go, releasing bass number 3. All right, and here's number 4 on the morning. Barely. I mean, that's basically bait. That's a 6-inch worm and an 8-inch fish. So get him loose and back in the water. And here goes our bait. All right, so here's one that's a little better. It's number 5 on the day. We caught him on that same internally rigged worm as the the bait we caught before. Still kind of skinny. Kind of wondering if there's some prey shortages out here, but we caught him here. We'll get him loose and back. And here goes bass number 5. He shook his head real hard. You can see that piece of chartreuse plastic flipped off there. There, we did our good deed for today. Took some plastic out of the lake. All right, so there's one that's a little bit better. Had to grab the net on this one. Another largemouth bass, number 6 on the day. Just took my plastic, threw it out, let it sit on the bottom for a minute, and picked this guy up. You know, he was hooked up as soon as I put tension on the rod. So got him in here. We'll get him loose and back in the water. And so here we go. This guy's a nice, healthy looking fish. 15-inch. I don't think he's all the way up to 2 pounds. He's still a little skinny, but there he goes. Start catching those little ones and forget what really needs the net. All right, evidently it took a little while for the big boys to wake up, but we got another pretty good little fish. Caught him on a internally rigged worm. Get him loose and back in the water. Number 7 on the day. And here goes bass number 7. It is currently 6:32 a.m. So the early bird gets the worm, and takes that worm and gets the early fish. So let's keep it rolling. Here's number 8 on the day. He broke me off. Let's see if he's. Oh, yeah, he's still got that hook in him. Come on, little buddy. Come on. Since you're nice enough to break off and mostly be unhooked, there you go, number 8. Okay, so we went and moved to another spot, and same result, another small fish. This is number 9 on the day. Gonna lose him back in the water. And here goes our little bass. All right, and here we are. That's number 10 on the day. First northern pike. Really skinny little guy. We'll get him loose and back in the water. And here goes our baby pike. All right, and here's number 11 on the day. Another largemouth bass. This one looks a little healthier. You know, again, not real big, but we'll get him loose and back in the water. He absolutely inhaled our internally rigged plastic. Yeah, he gutted that really hard. We had to cut the back hook. It was down on his gullet, but that'll rust. He'll be all right. Back in the water. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for today. It was an important lesson and a reminder of perseverance today. If we judged today's trip by the first hour, it would have been an unmitigated disaster. In forecast, I lost 2 lures and had a backlash, and forgot to turn the bilge pump on and got the boat full of water. So if I just judged it on that, it would have been a bad day. But kept my whip. You keep your wits about you. get your focus back, and all of a sudden you're turning in 11 fish on the day. So we got 10 bass, 1 small northern pike. Nothing worth harvesting, but lots of fish in the boat. This has been Joe Rosemary with Rosemary Fishing. Thanks for watching. All right, and how about a nice even dozen on the day? This is number 12, another small largemouth bass. Cut them on an internally rigged worm. Get them loose and back in the water. And here goes bass number, well, fish number 12, bass number 11.